Your Toyota BC dealers present BC Outdoor Sport Fishing with your host, Mike Mitchell. BC Outdoor Sport Fishing is brought to you by Yamaha, Rapala, Duncan B. Lodge, Lowrance, Port Boathouse.
Welcome everybody to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. A special guest, old time, long time friend, Kevin Estrada. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
See ya. Thanks for having us out again.
Sturgeon Slayers.
Yeah.
So we're beautiful, late April day.
Yeah.
Sun's out. We decided, got a contact a couple days saying fishing's been pretty good. Let's plan some days, and we're out here, right? So
yeah, no, it's beautiful. I mean, we've had a little bit of rain for a while, so it's great that we were able to hook up, and we're averaging between 3 and 6 fish a day. Average size about 5 feet. So perfect. It's great to see. So hopefully we can get out there and get you into something.
Let's talk about where we are, where we're going to fish, and then let's talk about what we're targeting.
So we are fishing out of Hope, British Columbia, and we specialize in the canyon section of the Lower Fraser here.
Yeah.
Carved out a little niche for ourselves. It's a little bit further from the city. But we have accommodations, and people love this area. There's way less boat traffic, and the average size fish seems to be bigger, and it's just a nice, relaxing day in beautiful British Columbia. So we're going to be targeting sturgeon today, of course, and we've got our tag kit here, and
cool.
so we're
Right
going to
on.
be able to scan all the fish and check out if they're tagged, and if they're not, then we'll get to put a tag in it and record that.
All right. Well, we've had some success over the years. I think of a 7'2", still the standing fish for me, the biggest fish I've caught so far.
Yeah.
Ken, we had another really cool episode up in the canyon where we caught a bunch of smaller ones.
Yeah.
And that was actually really cool because we were actually, remember, we were on the phone back and forth trying to find out where this fish had been caught. And we had caught one that I believe was caught and tagged 13 kilometers north or south of where we were 7 years earlier.
Yeah.
And it was really neat to learn that. So lots of stuff. Let's talk about today. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm psyched. Got my protein in me for the morning. The Rapala rods are ready to go. What do you say? Should we hit the water? Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
All right, man. What happens after? You hit the ice or hit the boards? That's a monster.
I don't know if you got
Was that? Is it GoPro on?
Yep, just swam right to the line.
All right.
He's good.
Fight him.
Good.
He's yours, dude.
Get that one out.
Okay. That was an interesting take, though, huh?
Yeah, they've been just sort of playing around with it, back and forth, and then finally latched onto one here. So you're gonna probably have to take this, Mike, because I'm gonna need to get on the boat here in a second. See if we can get a look. He might give us a little jump here. It's a nice fish. It might have been that fish that we saw earlier.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't wind himself in this line and just keeps coming this way. Okay, we gotta get going here.
You gotta chase him?
Yeah.
Gee, thanks.
Just hold him there. I'm gonna try and get up to him as quick as I can.
I think Kevin felt how big this fish was and decided to let me deal with it. Nice guy, huh?
You might have your hands full here. Here he comes.
Here comes Kev. Here comes Kirk. Oh, nice one.
Closed captioning brought to you by the world-famous Duncanby Lodge, located in beautiful Rivers Inlet, British Columbia.
You might have your hands full here. Here he comes.
Here comes Kev. Here comes Kirk. Oh, nice one. That's a good fish. I love it. He's a freight train. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go back and try to get some of that line, and then I want to hit the beach behind us on the right there.
You do want to go to the beach with this guy?
Well, because I'm getting into fast water here,
Yeah,
so
okay.
we'll be going too fast for us to scan them and write the number down.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And I can do it in the water too. You can do the writing from inside the boat.
Great,
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You still gaining on them?
I wasn't. Now I am. That's what you get fishing the canyon up here. Look at the train going in the background. Snow in the mountains. 15, 16 degrees early spring. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kevin's working the boat right now, trying to get us to shore so we can do a measurement and a scan of this fish. And I'm just trying to put as much pressure on him as possible so we're not trying to tire him out too much. We can get a good release on him. But as you can see, I'm clamping down and putting everything I have into this fish. I'm not gaining much on him. Super healthy, strong fish. Unbelievable. Kevin worked him out of that fast current out here and into this little back pool eddy here, and it's making things a lot easier. And this fish is gonna have a little bit easier time releasing now. Make it easy on everybody here.
Strong fish, eh?
Yeah, he's healthy, strong.
So if he ends up coming in here and takes another little run, just watch out for the kicker at the back or around that rod there.
There he is, right
Nice
there.
fish. Okay, reel down one more time again on him.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the line. Okay, right there's good. Don't reel anymore.
Okay.
One thing you always want to do too is
get
try and
that.
take off the weight before,
Yeah.
just so safety for the angler and for the fish.
Yeah.
And just nice and easy with them. Once you get them in tight like this, you can always just roll them over on their back. Use the line, nice and easy on their back like this, and then they'll participate. Once you throw them on their back like that, it throws the equilibrium off, and they're just sort of nice and easier to handle, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you always got a good, strong grip on them. Easier for the fish, so all I'm doing is popping this out. This slides out, obviously it's all barbless here.
Yep. I'll slide
Make
this
sure
on this side.
to knock down those barbs.
Yes.
So he's already tagged, Mike, so
Okay.
I'll get you to write that number down. 4 centimeter side.
Okay.
Yeah, he's over 6.
Oh, wow.
I got 186 and a half.
186.5. Okay, I'll go write that down, Kev, and you can grab.
Okay, so this fish was awesome. Really good fight, healthy fish. already tagged. And that's how you want them to go. You want them to fight you a little bit and have a lot of strength going, so just be careful with fish at all times. Handling is a major thing out here. The recreational community has been getting better each year with education, and so we want to make sure that those fish are always priority and keep them safe.
Drop your anchor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. Learning with the Pros, brought to you by your Toyota BC dealers.
So we just released that fish, just over 6 feet. I want to talk to you about a couple things that you want to keep top of mind when handling sturgeon. Anything over 150 has got to be in the water when you beach it. You cannot bring that into the boat. And if you do bring a fish into the boat over 150, make sure that you have a proper cradle and some water in there. Number one priority is the health of these fish. So we want to make sure that everybody that's handling these fish is doing the best job possible. We've gone over a little bit of the handling part when you're releasing the fish on the beach. Make sure that the spine is straight. Everybody wants that tail shot or to see the fish. Make sure they're flat in the water and that you're not bending their spine and that they're safe. Priority is always the fish. Remember that out here. It's a privilege to fish for them, and we want to make sure that everything to do with their handling and how we interact with the fish is as seamless as possible. For more tips like this, check us out online or tune in to next week's episode.
Learning with the Pros, brought to you by your Toyota BC dealers.
Hit it?
Not yet. Yeah, I'm getting close there now. Once you feel the next couple ones, just try and get them. If not, I'll recast it. Because he's definitely chewing on it.
There you go. Got him? Yeah.
Little guy?
Yeah. And not a very big guy at all. That's okay though. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Well, he's coming up real quick here. He's not too far back.
That's great to see too. It took him a little while to get on the bait, but it's great to see these little fish.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got on your some of your social medias, you got a real iconic picture, that one you're holding in your hand.
Yeah.
That is really cool picture, right? Like that is, look at this little guy.
Great.
That's good.
So we'll put some water in the cradle, keep that weight in the water.
Okay.
And then we'll put some water in the cradle, just watch the end of the boat there.
Okay.
So we're just putting a little bit of water in the cradle here so we can bring them in safely, and then they got some water to breathe in while we're doing the scanning the fish. So when you're boating fish and bringing them into a cradle, what you want to do is make sure, always take the weight off first, whether you're on shore or in the boat, and you always want to do a 2-point lift, okay? So that's in the mouth and then at the back of the tail, okay, just so you're stabilizing that fish. And then we're going to give him a scan.
Here's on.
So he's been tagged, which is
All
great.
right.
There's so what we do is we write down this number under recaptures. One thing I want to point out on this fish is you can see the lines right here. So this is a gill net mark, and that's the #1 killer that we see out here on these fish is non-selective salmon harvesting. So again, tail underneath his pectoral fins. right like that.
Hold him up here.
So you got him right like that, nice and good. He's not going anywhere. And then I always just lean them right into the water like this and just let him sort of hang out. I roll him side to side sometimes, and when he's ready to go, he'll be gone. And there you go.
Nice.
Good fish, good
All
fish.
right, man.
Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram for upcoming television and podcast schedules. Welcome back to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV.
Yeah. I'll just kind of go soft on him a bit. You want to move him out, eh?
Yeah, just keep it tight, but not pushing them too much.
Yeah, okay.
Now, here's a look at today's tackle and gear.
Hello folks, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the gear that we've been using on today's episode. The sturgeon rods, Kevin, 8 foot standard size usually, right?
Yep.
There are 7 footers out there, but 8 foot are important, right? The most important part about a sturgeon rod, I think, too, is a sensitive tip. Right? You want to be able to see that bite on a small fish and a big fish, right?
Yeah, and I think it's important as well to have a longer rod, because even if you're shore fishing, it allows a better cast, and also around the boat, you're able to maneuver a little bit around.
Yeah, okay, and of course, for reels, we want to use a large capacity level 1 reel. We're going to spool it up with a 150 pound test minimum, right?
Yep.
I think minimum of braid, again, right? And again, that's you got debris in the water. There's big fish here, right?
Yeah.
So and we've seen a couple big fish roll, and we've had a couple good ones on, right? So you need to have that size, right?
Yeah, and this line actually is, there's minimum requirements for the best handling practices in British Columbia.
Okay.
And so 150 is a minimum, so you want to make sure that you guys are using that.
Okay. And then let's slide down and let's talk about the setup you got on here, right? You got some swivels and some monoline, right? So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm using a coastal swivel snap, and then it goes on to the barrel, and then from my barrel, I actually use surgical tubing, not beads.
Okay.
Protects the knots, and then I use a 60-pound monofilament leader.
Yeah.
And the reason for this is it actually allows a little bit of stretch in the line.
Yeah.
And then if you get it in the fish, you can pull as hard as you want. You're not going to cut.
Yeah.
And so that's safe for the fish, right? Whereas
Yeah.
braid, if you're using braid leaders, that can also be an issue if they roll in a line. So, and then we top it off with Gamakatsu. This is a 7/0 hook.
Okay.
And guys can go, depending on the bait size,
Sure.
a little bit bigger if they need to.
Yeah, and speaking of baits, today there's not really much running in the river right now, is there?
No, there's some early Chinook coming through, but we're using roe and some lamprey that you can get down at your local store.
Yeah.
People have had success with even dew worms as well.
And again, we do a little bit of scenting just because I love seeing, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, it tends to work, right?
Yeah.
So today we tried some different scents here too, right? And we had a couple takes on them, so it's always neat to experiment, right? So,
Exactly.
all right, folks, we're going to follow up with a quick list for you. We'll see you out on the water. Lots of debris and lots of kind of funny stuff to deal with here, so we're just going to pull out a bit and we're going to slip down to the next little pocket here, so it's going to be a bit more technical. We're not going to be grinding this guy. I'm just going to keep the pressure on him just enough that we're not going to let it give any slack and unbutton, but we're just going to drift slowly back down here and just try to pull him with us to get a nice area where we can get him into the beach and get...
You got some weight to him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Over 6?
I can't tell. You would know. I don't know. I can't tell. He feels good. He feels bigger than the last one. That's for sure. I don't know if he's bigger than the first one though. Oh, the coin of from our last sturgeon episode. Steve Ray's not here, but does somebody smell burnt toast? Oh, look at that!
Got a good head shake to him.
Oh, he's a great fight. Look at that reel's just screaming. Oh, this is a tough day out on the office, I can tell you right now. The mountains in the background. Holy dynamite.
He's fighting weird, eh? Up, jaggedy, back and forth.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He's all over the place.
I can't even stop him. I'm pushing pressure on the thumb, just trying to get him to take in line. I can't get him to slow, nothing. Oh yeah. That's another good fish. I can't imagine, like this fish is probably 6 feet again. I can't imagine getting something 10. Like, can you imagine almost double the size of this thing? There's no way. Kevin's working the boat here.
Okay, I'm gonna go in here, Mike.
Okay. Watch, might be a bit of a bump here.
There's gonna be a couple bumps here, maybe.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit down here then. Brace yourself, Kirk. Don't hurt yourself. You feel close there, Kev?
Yeah. Reel. I'm gonna throw this in the boat.
Okay.
Got a nice boy.
You got him under control there? I'll hold on tight.
Just
though.
hold the rod for a sec.
Yeah, yeah.
Virgin.
Oh, wow.
Need a needle.
Okay.
So this fish was had no tag in it, so we're just gonna roll him over. We go behind the skull plate here, and just be nice and gentle. We want to go just subsurface and in. There he is. It's always on the left side of the head.
Here we go.
75.
All right.
I'm gonna get you with the other hand to hold it right to the middle of the nose.
Okay.
There. Big boy. $217. He's over 7 feet.
That's cool.
Fish.
That's cool.
I'll get a little side shot to show you guys how white he is. He's just a beautiful looking fish. You can see how well fed this fish is. He's beautiful condition, untagged fish. And as long as you're keeping them in the water, their gills are underneath, they're straight, you're not putting too much pressure on them, they'll behave and hang out with you, and it makes it safer for the fish and safer for the angler. So, and then once you're ready, you can come back, just bring them into a little bit deeper water. And I want to make sure every time that we're letting them have the strength to fight on their own to go. So you'll see as you get closer here, I'm going to bring him up, point him towards the water, and he's going to be ready to go.
Come on in, it's easy. Anyway, fantastic. That fish is close personal record.
Yep.
I think my record's still standing with you, 7'2", and that's 7'1.5". So
yep.
That's splitting hairs pretty much, but that's awesome, man.
You know, you did a good job on the rod, and obviously you can see as we're handling it, it was great. You got out of the water, but you got a little shot of it, and it looked good, and everybody can see that you're not full of baloney.
No, and I'm not even that tired. I could probably go for another, well, maybe not, maybe a little one.
Okay,
Maybe we'll just
try.
Maybe we'll just call it for a day, though. I can call it. That's it, man. That was a fantastic
Good job,
day.
buddy. Thanks for coming out, as always.
And thank you, folks, for joining us on BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV. We look forward to having you join us on a future episode.